Sister-in-law stole my wedding anniversary to announce pregnancy, knowing I'm struggling to conceive. I'm 27, married for 3 years, together with my husband for 6. We've been trying to have a baby for 8 months, but no luck. It's been rough, both of us are stressed out, and we've tried everything from meds to old-school home remedies. We decided to get fertility tests in a few weeks, which feels scary but necessary. Becoming a mom is my biggest dream, and everyone close to me knows it. My husband wants it just as bad, and we thought now was the perfect time to start our family. But it's not happening, and it's driving us up the wall. A couple of days ago, we threw a big party for our wedding anniversary to take our minds off the baby stress. We went all out, friends, family, good vibes. But it turned into a total disaster, thanks to my sister-in-law, Jenny, my husband's 25-year-old sister. Let me tell you about Jenny. She got married a few months ago to her longtime boyfriend in this over-the-top, flashy wedding. She's always been a bit of a show-off, acting like she's better than everyone else, but I never had issues with her or the rest of my husband's family. We weren't besties, but we got along fine until this incident at our anniversary party completely changed how I see her in the family. For context, we hadn't told my husband's family we're trying to conceive. We wanted to wait until we had good news, but after months of negative tests, we kept it private. My parents didn't know either. Only a couple of close friends were in the loop, but they're busy with their own lives, so I didn't lean on them much for support. It's been hard bottling it up, especially since I couldn't even talk to my husband about it too much. He's going through the same emotions, and bringing it up constantly just makes us both feel worse. About 4 or 5 days before the party, Jenny and her husband visited us. Our husband stepped out to the backyard when I mentioned needing to fix the sprinkler system, and Jenny's husband, who's handy, offered to take a look. That left me and Jenny alone. I tried making small talk, but she cut straight to it, saying I seemed upset and asking what was wrong. She pushed me to open up, saying she wanted to help. I tried brushing it off, but I'd just gotten another negative pregnancy test that day, and I was a mess. I couldn't hide it. After she kept pressing, I caved and told her the truth. My husband and I are trying to have a baby, and it's not working. I admitted how much it's been breaking us down. I wasn't planning to tell anyone, but I needed to get it off my chest. Jenny seemed genuinely happy, hugged me, and said she couldn't wait to be an aunt. When I told her how long we'd been trying and how it's been crushing us, she looked sympathetic and even offered to go with me to a fertility specialist. I thanked her but said I just needed to talk, not medical advice. It felt good to finally share with someone. We talked openly for about half an hour while our husbands were outside, and it was like I'd found a friend in her. When they left, she hugged me again, something she doesn't usually do, and I felt like we were getting closer. Fast forward to the anniversary party 2 days ago. We invited a ton of people, my husband's family, our friends, my friends. It was a blast, helping us forget the baby stress for a bit. Jenny was super sweet when she arrived, hugging me again and giving us a nice gift. I thought we were becoming friends. But about an hour into the party, everything fell apart. Jenny and her husband stepped into the center of the room, saying they had an announcement. My husband gave me a confused look, and I froze, thinking she was about to blab about my fertility struggles to everyone. It was worse. Her husband announced that a week ago, they found out they're expecting a baby and will be parents in 9 months. The room erupted in cheers. My husband's family rushed to congratulate them, while we stood in the corner, silent. I couldn't hold it together, tears streamed down my face. I bolted to the bathroom to avoid making a scene. My husband saw me crying and followed, but I needed a minute alone. He stood outside, saying through the door that everything would be okay, that we'd get through this together, even if it meant exploring other options like adoption. His words calmed me enough to let him in. We hugged in silence for a few minutes, and I told him Jenny knew how hard this has been for us. He said we'd talk about it later, but for now, we had to get through the party. When we came back, everyone was looking for us. My eyes were red, my mascara smudged, I couldn't hide that I'd been crying. People immediately asked if I was okay, clearly worried. I lied, saying I just felt overwhelmed and needed a breather, but I'm fine now. It was a weak excuse, but I had to say something. We even went up to Jenny and her husband to congratulate them. She looked upset but didn't say anything, and we kept the party going. It was tough, but I think we handled it with class, not letting my emotions ruin the night. After everyone left, my husband and I talked. I told him I'd opened up to Jenny about our struggles days earlier, so her announcing her pregnancy at our anniversary felt like a low blow, especially since we planned the party to escape that pain. He agreed even if I hadn't told her. It was rude to hijack our day without asking. It hit us that Jenny knew she was pregnant when she comforted me. She'd found out a week before the party. Her announcement wasn't some spur-of-the-moment thing, it felt calculated. We couldn't figure out why she'd want to hurt me. We were never close, but we weren't enemies either. We decided we needed to confront her. Either she'd apologize, and we'd move forward, or we'd cut contact. Yesterday, we planned to call Jenny after work to talk about the party. But before we could, my husband's parents called, asking us to come to a family meeting ASAP. We took a day off and went to their house. Everyone was there, his mom, dad, grandma, Jenny, and her husband, looking like a jury ready to sentence us. I explained that Jenny knew about our struggles and chose to make her announcement at our party, which was thoughtless at best. Things spiraled into chaos. Jenny played the victim, saying she thought her news would inspire us, make us feel hopeful. It was a flimsy excuse, but she stuck to it. Her parents backed her up, saying she just wanted to share joy and we should apologize for our reaction. The room turned into a shouting match. My husband's mom yelled at me, accusing me of stealing Jenny's moment out of jealousy, claiming I cried to get attention and pity from the guests. That cut deep. My husband was furious, saying if they really thought that about me, we were done with them. We stormed out. On the drive home, we vented about their audacity and Jenny's fake victim act. She ruined our special day on purpose, and for no reason we could understand. A couple of days later, Jenny texted my husband, saying she was hurt by our behavior. She claimed she wanted to cheer us up with her news, not upset us, and didn't expect me to cry just because she's pregnant. She said it was supposed to be a joyful moment for everyone, but I ruined it by misinterpreting her intentions. She even agreed with her mom, saying I stole her moment because anniversaries happen yearly, but a first pregnancy announcement is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. She called me selfish for focusing on my pain. I'm so confused. Did I overreact by crying and leaving the room when she announced her pregnancy? Let me know what you think in the comments. Update 1. Thanks for all the comments and support, it means a lot. Hearing from other women going through similar struggles helped me feel less alone. I want to say motherhood is beautiful, and whether I conceive naturally, use surrogacy, or adopt, I'll love my child with everything I've got. My husband and I are getting fertility tests tomorrow, wish us luck. The support here also made us realize we're not the ones who should apologize. Jenny needs to own up to her actions, and honestly, her whole family owes us an apology for how they ambushed us at that meeting. The way they talked to us was disgusting, especially since we were the ones hurt. They haven't reached out since it's only been 2 days, so maybe they're waiting for us to cave. I wasn't shocked by Jenny's behavior, but I didn't expect her parents to be so smug and out of touch, siding with her like that. My husband was stunned too. He said they never played favorites between him and Jenny before, so this sudden shift to golden child Jenny was bizarre. We think they were mad he ran after me instead of congratulating his sister, but that's just a guess. Some of you asked about my parents. We're not super close, they're workaholics and were never really there growing up. I told them about the party the next day when they called, seeing I was upset. They said Jenny was wrong and offered some comfort, but it felt like polite words, not deep support. I'm not mad at them, it's just how our relationship is. It's part of why I want to be a mom so badly, to build the warm family I never had. I've made peace with my parents' distance, but it drives home why I want to do motherhood right. Update 2. Jenny called my husband while he was at work today but left a voicemail when he didn't answer, saying she needed to talk urgently and would wait near his office to grab coffee. He's smarter than she thought. He forwarded me the message. I met him after work, and we went to the coffee shop together. Jenny made it clear she only wanted to talk to him, not me, and wasn't thrilled to see me, but she didn't say anything. We sat, ordered coffee, and waited in awkward silence for 5 minutes. We'd agreed not to speak first. She called us, so she could start. Finally, she sighed and gave a half-hearted apology for what happened. It felt fake, like she was just checking a box. Without waiting for us to respond, she said that after the family meeting, her husband realized she never asked my permission for the announcement. She'd told him she cleared it with me, but the fight made it clear she lied. He was the only one in that room who saw through the BS, her family trying to paint us as the bad guys. He confronted her at home, asking if she knew about my struggles before the party. She admitted she did and announced her pregnancy anyway, thinking it wouldn't be a big deal since it was happy news. Her husband called her out, saying she knew it would hurt me and did it on purpose to steal the spotlight. They had a huge fight, and he told her he's done talking to her until we forgive her. He left that day and hasn't responded to her calls since. So, she came to us, desperate, begging for forgiveness so she could tell him we're cool. We didn't handle it perfectly, but we laughed in her face and said she deserved it. She stabbed us in the back, pretending to be a friend, and we're not buying her fake tears. My husband told her to tell her husband he's right to keep his distance. Someone that cruel and heartless will be a terrible mom. She tried to guilt us, crying, but it didn't work. They didn't care when I was crying at the party, so I'm not obligated to care now. We left, feeling good about standing our ground. I don't know what's next for Jenny, but honestly, I hope her husband divorces her and gets full custody. That kid deserves better. Update 3, forgot to mention in the last update, we got our fertility test results. No issues for either of us, which was a huge relief. We just need to keep trying and stress less. I was starting to think something was wrong, so this gave us hope. We'll focus on making this a joyful process, not a chore. Also, Jenny and her husband are now divorcing. They had issues before, and this was the final straw. He's apparently pushing for full custody. Her parents are blaming me, saying I ruined their lives. We've cut them off completely, blocked them everywhere. We told my husband's extended family we won't attend any events where Jenny or her parents are, explaining why. Most understood and said they'll invite us, not them, because Jenny's actions rubbed everyone the wrong way. I could feel sorry for them, but they brought this on themselves. We can't change what happened. So, was I wrong to cry and leave the room when Jenny announced her pregnancy? Should I have forgiven her to keep the peace? Drop your thoughts below, check out our last video, link here, subscribe for more drama, and thanks for watching. My take, this situation's messy, and both sides have points. Jenny didn't technically do anything wrong by announcing her pregnancy, big family events, or when people share news like that. But knowing how much the narrator was struggling, it was a low move, especially since she lied to her husband about getting permission. The narrator's tears were natural. She's been through hell trying to conceive, and that kind of pain isn't something you can just control. Jenny should have apologized sincerely, like, I didn't mean to hurt you, I misjudged. Instead, she doubled down, playing the victim, and her family piled on, which was uncalled for. The narrator's reaction, crying, stepping away, wasn't about stealing Jenny's moment, it was raw emotion. 8 months of trying isn't that long medically, but it feels like forever when it's your dream. The narrator's anger, though, gets a bit intense. Wishing Jenny's husband takes the kid and calling her a bad mom feels like a step too far. It's understandable as a heat-of-the-moment vent, but it's harsh. Jenny's not innocent, but she might have just been thoughtless, not malicious. Her family's refusal to see the narrator's side and their attack at the meeting was straight up wrong. They should have mediated, not picked sides. Both women could have handled it better, Jenny with a real apology, the narrator with less venom, but emotions run high in situations like this. What do you think? Was the narrator too harsh, or was Jenny's move unforgivable? Let's hear it in the comments.